Hello, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Saban's Power Rangers Megaforce Blue Ranger figure. This is 10 centimeters tall from Bandai. I picked this up for about £5 or £6. They are on the shelves at the moment. So let's take a quick look at the packaging. Just show a picture of the Blue Ranger. It does look like it comes with some card, a card with his picture on and some stats. On the side, it shows you that you can get like ways to play obviously the card game and a few of the other figures that are in the line. Obviously one of each colour of the Power Rangers and then a few of the enemies as well. So let's get this open and see if it's worth the cash. Okay, so here he is, fresh out of the packaging. I apologise now if I don't know the names of some of these things. I've not watched Power Rangers since the Mighty Morphin, so just bear with me. Here's the card for the game. Seems nice enough, quite thin card, won't be doing much with that. And then if we go on to the accessories, the actual Ranger himself, he comes with this kind of bow and arrow, it looks like, but it also looks like it's in the shape of a dinosaur. No paintwork on that, unfortunately, all just moulded in one colour. It does look like it will clip onto a few different areas, but it doesn't show you that on the packaging, so I'm not sure about that. He does hold it in this hand. It does swivel around though. What about the other hand? Yeah, it goes in there as well. His hands do look a bit weird. He looks a little bit out of proportion, but we'll get into that in a minute. So that's that. He does come with this like little blaster thing on the side, which does clip in to this like holster that he has on the side of him as well, and that just clips into his body. So this hasn't got any paintwork on it either, but it is quite nicely sculpted. Obviously it does have the ugly peg on, but there is lots of detail all in the handle and the grip. And again, it looks like kind of like a dinosaur's mouth, but again, I'm not too sure on this line. And then he comes with this, which I'd imagine is to summon his whatever they're called. Unfortunately I can't remember, but that's nicely detailed also, and that just clips into the side there. You might be able to swap them over on either side, but I'll just leave it the way that it is if I can actually get it back in. That's pretty tricky. There we go. So onto the figure itself. If we start with sculpt work, the visor is sculpted. These little fins on the top of his head, the pattern that comes out is sculpted also. Goes all the way round on both sides. The mouth is sculpted, and the helmet actually looks really nice. Does look very nice indeed. The chest decal is all sculpted. The shoulder pads are, yeah, they are sculpted on as well. No, bit of muscle detail in the arm, but not too much. Quite ugly joint there over the top. The hand is sculpted as well. That looks quite nice. The finger's done very well. Same on this arm, all the way down. Same with the fists. There's nice detailing in the belt. It goes round. Can see a problem there already. Bit dodgy muscle work sculpted onto the back, and also it does have the CE logo on there, which is going to be quite difficult to pick up, but it's just there in the back, so it's a shame that that's sculpted so largely on the back. Again, numbers on the side. Boots are sculpted quite nicely. So if we go on to paintwork, the head, like I was saying, seems to have been done really well. There is a few marks on my figure, but there we go, that's just come off. It might just be a bit of mould release or a bit of excess paint. This detailing all around here is done very well. There is a bit of bleeding of the gold onto the visor, but other than that, the rest of the paintwork on the face looks very good indeed, quite neat. Onto the body, this bit's not been done so neat, though you can see a little bit of bleeding on both sides of the shoulder pads. There is, I don't know if that's a bit of mould release again on the shoulder. No, that is a bit of paint that's on there, so a big blob there. This here is not painted. it is a part of the plastic that it's been moulded in. It does make it look rather ugly, whether it's supposed to be gold. I'll try and quickly look at the packaging to see if we could see. Yeah, that's just supposed to be blue, so I don't know why they didn't mould that in blue. They've done it in the white. Makes it look quite ugly. The shoulders, obviously, you could see are a bit bulbous round the top, and that, I think that just highlights it a little bit more. The paint on the chest is quite neat on this side, is missing quite a lot on that side. No wash on any of this figure. The gold work on the belt is done nice and neatly until you turn it round to the back, and there isn't actually any gold work there, so that's a little bit cheap. The gauntlets on the wrist, they seem to have been painted nicely. There's just a mixed mash of gold going on here. This is very shiny, that's very dull, that's kind of in the middle. So it must just be the different plastics that they're moulding it onto, because this is kind of a rubber, this is kind of a hard plastic, and that must have just come through because they've done it on the white and it looks a lot better. Down to the legs, no paintwork on the top of the legs. The boots, again, the gold's been painted quite nicely, not round to the top though, which is a bit of a shame, but done well enough there. And then nothing on the bottom of the boot either. So if we go on to articulation, the head is on a, I'd imagine it's just on a peg, but I can't actually get in there to see, because we get no up or down. This is your up and down, ready? That's it, that's all you're getting out of that, unfortunately. The arm is on a peg, a hinge, and it goes up and down quite nicely. Turn it around and you get a good range of motion out of that. Across the chest, nope, nothing at all there, because this has no swivel in it at all. This is a single hinge, so you can't actually get it across the chest, unfortunately. That is a shame for someone who's supposed to be kicking and punching, doing kung fu moves. Down to the wrist, that's just on a peg, so it just swivels round in a circle. Nothing in the fingers. Exactly the same on this arm, no ab crunch. The leg is on a, does that rotate as well? Yeah, a peg going in, and then we've got a hinge as well, so you can get it out to the side, forward, but then there's no swivel in the top of the leg, so you can't turn it round. So the highest you can get it forward is just under 90 degrees. Out to the back, you can get it quite far out to the back, but you can get it all the way to the side. And then the knee, is a single hinge. Does look quite ugly from when you bend it all the way there. It sticks out very far. And then the boot is just another peg for a swivel. So articulation does let this down slightly. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more, especially from Bandai. They do have the capabilities to do it, and this is just missing a few key parts to make it a reasonable figure. So that is the Power Rangers Megaforce Blue Ranger from Bandai, 10 centimeters tall. The head sculpt looks amazing. The rest of the figure is where it starts getting let down. Not amazing articulation. Paintwork is a little bit scruffy. For a figure you're supposed to be able to put in kung fu move positions, that does let it down, unfortunately. Whether you want to pick one up, if you're a fan of Power Rangers, maybe. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for more Rawpain reviews.